All right, we're here with Professor Seyhun, and we're going to talk about insiders. So, Professor Seyhun, what are insiders worrying about right now, and how does that fit into sort of the overall macro picture?
The overall picture, basically, for the economy is quite guarded. So, market is showing some signs of resilience, but also some signs of weakness. So, the job market created about 178,000 jobs in March. This is a improvement from the February picture when we lost 92,000 jobs. We have rising auto-related bankruptcies, delinquencies, worries about AI, worries about private credit defaults. Leading economic indicators have been falling for like 4 years. Retail sales is quite volatile, up and down. And on top of all of this, we have trade wars and a hot war in the Middle East. So there are lots of things to worry about. Oil prices have risen about 70% in the US from about 64 right before, say, February 27 to about over 110 as of the end of last week. There are worries about the AI, whether these are good investments. Private credit is under a lot of stress with massive redemption problems in Ares, Apollo, BlackRock, Blackstone, and so forth. Um, GDP growth has obviously slowed down to about 1.4% per annum. And unemployment, even though it looks like there was an improvement last week, behind the surface, there are problems there. Interest rates have been rising, so markets sending us both an inflation warnings as well as a recession warning. So we call this stagflation. This is a very, very rare occurrence. Last time it occurred was 50 years ago. But again, we're getting some stagflation worries. So on top of this picture, insiders are worried. So they're worrying a lot of issues. The most important, obviously, is how the Middle East war is going. Strait of Hormuz has been closed for 5 weeks. Energy prices have risen. This has the power to cause global recession. On top of that, money supply has been increasing. So we have both a supply shock as well as a monetary shock. M2 has been growing for about 5% per year over the past 3 years. And since January 2026, when the Federal Reserve basically started an easing program, it's growing about 1% per month or over 10% at an annual rate. So this is a very worrisome, volatile picture, which means insiders are right to worry about a lot of these issues.
So, insiders have been negative for some time. Would you say that insiders have sort of their sentiment has preceded these issues, or have insiders sort of been reacting to these for a long time, would you say?
Yes, insiders have been negative for a while, and obviously we've had things to worry about even before the Middle East war, such as the tariff picture, which not only introduced taxation but also a lot of volatility. Insiders have been worrying about auto delinquencies, auto bankruptcies, private credit, uh, which has a lot of opaqueness to it, valuation problems, and now redemption problems on top of all of that. So insiders had a lot to worry about, and the war in the Middle East is just icing on the cake.
So,
I'm being facetious, obviously, here.
right, okay. So, what sort of things do you think could insiders see that might make them more optimistic, or what sort of things do you think they might be looking for?
Certainly, I think with the war in the Middle East, they're looking for a ceasefire, some opening of Strait of Hormuz, and some relief on energy prices. That is number one um, concern right now.
All right. Anything else you think we should talk about?
Well, in addition to overall picture, sector by sector analysis of insider trading is also not very comforting. Um, for instance, one worry is even the energy sector insiders are not positive. Um, Regardless of whether we look at small cap, mid cap, or large cap firms, insiders are worried about. I think with energy, the fact that they're negative may actually be a blessing in that if they thought these price increases were permanent, they would be more positive on energy. So the fact that they're negative suggests that they are hoping, at least, that the war in the Middle East is not going to last too long.
All right. Um, Great. Well, thank you. I'm gonna stop recording.